Today, the Idaho Housing and Finance Association released its annual homelessness report, and unfortunately, the numbers are again up.
Are we surviving the Idaho winter, our first winter in Idaho? I'm here with my
Why nobody lives in Idaho? Idaho, home to stunning wilderness, world-famous potatoes, and not many people. With just 1.9 million residents, it's one of America's least densely populated states. But why? Today, we're breaking down the top reasons why Idaho remains so quiet. Make sure you subscribe. Let's dive in. Now let's break down the top reasons why residents are leaving Idaho. Some of the reasons will shock you, and let us know if you would move to Idaho after knowing these facts. Number 1 is it's too rough out here. Imagine Idaho as a giant outdoor playground that's too wild, even for most adventurers. Picture this: out of every 10 slices of Idaho's land, 8 are rugged mountains, thick forests, or roaring rivers. That leaves just 1 slice, about 11%, for farming or building towns. It's like trying to set up a cozy home in the middle of a rocky obstacle course. Early settlers took one look at those jagged peaks and endless woods and thought, nope, we'll keep moving west. Why? Because flat, sunny land meant crops, roads, and survival. Idaho's rough beauty came with a price. Survival wasn't easy. Then there's the winter. Up north, the snow doesn't just fall, it moves in like a stubborn roommate who refuses to leave. Temperatures dive below freezing for months, turning daily life into a battle against icy roads, frozen pipes, and driveways buried under snow taller than a pickup truck. Even today, building towns here is like trying to plant a garden on a trampoline. Everything shakes, shifts, or slides. Roads twist around mountains, making travel slow and expensive. Public buses, train lines, forget it. If you don't have a car, you're stuck. This rocky reality shaped Idaho's story. Pioneers racing to Oregon or California's gold fields saw Idaho as a hurdle, not a home. Over time, that reputation stuck. Today, cities cling to the few flat valleys, surrounded by wilderness that's breathtaking but barely livable. So while Idaho's mountains are postcard perfect, they've also been a lock on the door, keeping the state quiet, remote, and sparsely populated. Still, gotta wonder, could you handle winters here? Number 2 is the economy runs on potatoes. Idaho's economy is like a car that runs on one type of fuel: potatoes. Sure, the state grows more spuds than anywhere else in the US, millions of tons each year, but fields of potatoes can't build a bustling job market. Alongside farming, Idaho leans on mining and logging, industries that have been around for over a century. Think of them as old, creaky tractors. They still work, but they don't need many drivers. A single machine can dig a mine, or a handful of workers can harvest acres of potatoes. That leaves fewer steady jobs for everyone else. To make matters trickier, the average paycheck here is about 15% thinner than the rest of the country. Imagine learning $85 for every $100 your cousin in Colorado makes. It adds up fast. This paycheck gap sends young adults packing. Why stick around when you can drive to Seattle or Denver, where tech jobs bloom like wildflowers? Cities like Boise are trying to change the game. Micron Technology, a computer chip giant, has planted roots there, offering jobs that don't involve tractors or timber. But outside the capital, rural towns feel left behind. It's like lighting a small campfire in a freezing barn. It helps, but most of the room stays cold. Stores shutter, schools shrink, and the help wanted signs often go unanswered. For now, Idaho's job story is split, a glimmer of tech hope in Boise, while the rest of the state waits for its turn to grow. So here's the question. If you were born here, would you stay or go? Number 3 is everyone passed it by. Idaho's history is like a roadside diner. Everyone drove past on a cross-country trip. Back in the 1800s, pioneers on the Oregon Trail were in a hurry. They saw Idaho's rocky valleys and thought, keep moving, better lands ahead. Oregon had soil as rich as chocolate cake, and California promised gold nuggets the size of raisins. Idaho, it became the gas station bathroom of the West, a place to rest, not to stay. That pass-through mindset stuck. While neighboring states like Oregon and Nevada became official states by 1864, Idaho waited until 1890. Imagine your friends starting a project without you. By the time you join, they've already built the foundations. Idaho's late start meant fewer towns sprouted, railroads zigzagged around it, and big investments landed elsewhere. Even today, you can feel that old hesitation. Folklore whispers, nothing happens here, so newcomers often zoom toward flashier states like Colorado or Washington. Breaking that cycle is tough. It's like convincing people to stop at that forgotten diner when there's a shiny fast food strip ahead. Some try, Boise's growing, and tourists are discovering Idaho's mountains, but changing a 150-year-old reputation, that's slower than a horse-drawn wagon. Still, every road trip has surprises. Maybe Idaho's just been saving its best secrets for those willing to pull over and stay a while. Number 4 is no big cities, no thanks. Idaho's cities are like minor league baseball teams in a world obsessed with the majors. Boise, the state's biggest star, has just 235,000 people, smaller than many suburbs of cities like Chicago or Atlanta. Imagine a downtown where you can walk from the coffee shop to the concert hall in 10 minutes, and everyone seems to know your neighbor's dog's name. That's Boise, charming, but lacking the buzz of a big city menu. No neon-lit nightlife districts, no Fortune 500 skyscrapers, and fewer cultural magnets like museums or theaters. For young professionals chasing careers or immigrants seeking communities, cities like Phoenix or Minneapolis simply offer more jobs, diversity, and the hum of opportunity. This small-town vibe cuts both ways. While some love the quiet, others feel stranded. Want to see a world-class band or land a corporate job? You'll likely hop a flight to Seattle or Salt Lake City. Immigrants, too, often bypass Idaho for places with established networks, like planting seeds in soil that's already fertile. Meanwhile, rural areas outside Boise, they're stuck in a time loop. Picture dusty main streets with shuttered shops, where the biggest employer might be a school or a single factory. Boise's trying to grow up without losing its soul. Tech companies are trickling in, and apartments are sprouting downtown like dandelions. But it's a tightrope walk. Push too hard, and housing prices soar, pricing out locals. Don't push enough, and the brain drain continues. It's like baking a cake that needs to rise, but not so much it bursts the pan. For now, Idaho's urban story is a question: can a state built on wide open spaces ever compete with the bright lights elsewhere? Or is that exactly why some folks love it? Number 5 is Idaho doesn't get recognized. Idaho has a name problem, like being the quiet kid in a classroom where everyone shouts. Ask someone to point it out on a map, and they might mix it up with Iowa, a state known for cornfields over 1,000 miles away. To many, Idaho is just the potato place, or that empty spot between Yellowstone and Seattle. Neighbors like Montana and Utah hog the spotlight with their glossy brochures of mountain adventures and ski resorts, leaving Idaho stuck in their shadow. It's like having a stunning painting hidden in the attic while the living room walls get all the attention. This invisibility has real costs. Sure, Idaho's cheap to live in. Imagine paying rent with pennies saved from skipping fancy coffee. But if no one thinks of moving here, the for sale signs stay up. Young families or remote workers scrolling Zillow rarely type Idaho into the search bar. Why? Because nobody's told them about the sapphire lakes, the quiet trails, or the towns where you can actually afford a backyard. Rebranding isn't easy. Imagine trying to rename a classic book everyone ignored for decades. The state's pushing its mountains and rivers to appeal to nature lovers, while Boise's Wi-Fi-friendly cafes aim to lure laptop workers. But shaking the potato image, that's like convincing your grandma to TikTok, possible, but awkward at first. For every person who discovers Idaho's secret charms, 10 still wonder, wait, isn't that where they dig up rocks? Until the world sees Idaho as more than a potato patch, it'll stay a hidden chapter in America's story. But maybe that's okay. Not every gem wants to be polished. Number 6 is lack of migration-friendly policies. Idaho can feel like a party no one's invited to, not because people aren't welcome, but because the hosts forgot to put out snacks or chairs. Imagine moving to a new town and finding no apartments for rent, few jobs that match your skills, and no community centers to help you settle in. That's the reality for many newcomers eyeing Idaho's rural areas. While cities like Boise have started rolling out welcome mats, think job fairs or affordable housing projects, most small towns aren't set up to handle fresh faces. It's like trying to build a puzzle with half the pieces missing. Part of the problem, mixed signals from policymakers. Picture a road trip where the map keeps changing. Governments and local leaders sometimes clash over who should fix roads, build schools, or attract employers. Tools like migration models, think of them as population weather forecasts, show that confusion scares off potential residents. Why move somewhere if the rules feel scribbled in invisible ink? For instance, farmers might need workers, but without clear visa programs or training, those jobs stay empty. Fixing this isn't impossible. It's like planting a garden. You need the right tools, steady hands, and patience. But until Idaho's rural towns get more support, grants for housing, better job training, or simple guides for newcomers, they'll keep feeling less like a fresh start and more like a do not enter sign. After all, even the prettiest scenery can't make up for a leaky roof or a lonely Friday night. Number 7 is healthcare accessibility limitations. Idaho's healthcare system is like a highway with too few rest stops. Drivers keep pushing forward, hoping they won't run out of gas. In rural areas, hospitals and specialists are scarce. Imagine your child spikes a fever at midnight, but the nearest emergency room is a 2-hour drive over mountain roads. For things like cancer treatment or heart surgery, patients often trek to bigger cities in neighboring states, turning a stressful diagnosis into a logistical nightmare. Studies show even routine care gets delayed, like waiting weeks for a simple checkup, because clinics are overbooked or understaffed. This isn't just inconvenient, it's a deal breaker. Retirees who might love Idaho's quiet valleys think twice if they can't find a reliable doctor nearby. Young families, they'll pick suburbs with urgent care on every corner over Idaho's beauty. It's like choosing a house without a fire extinguisher, risky, even if the view is perfect. Add harsh winters and spotty jobs to the mix, and Idaho starts feeling less like a fresh start and more like a gamble. Fixing this won't happen overnight. It's like rewiring an old house. You need money, skilled workers, and a clear plan. More clinics, telehealth services, or incentives for doctors to work in small towns could help. But until then, Idaho's healthcare gaps will keep it stuck in a cycle. Fewer people move in, so fewer resources get built, so fewer people come. Sometimes the cure is simpler than the symptoms, if you can just find the right doctor. So does nobody live in Idaho? Not exactly. Its quiet charm is a draw for some. But geography, history, and shaky awareness keep it sparse. Yet with tech growth and stunning landscapes, Idaho might not stay hidden forever. Comment below. Would you move to Idaho? And subscribe for more deep dives.